サードコーストベースラジオ
راديو الساحل الثالث بأس
第三海岸第一收音机
Третий радио Базары
Basisir Bas Radio Katilu.
What's up, y'all? Third Coast Space Radio, Season 1, Episode 3. It's your boy Metaphysic, and Kid Luna's out today because he's being a goddamn responsible citizen of the world. He's gotta pay bills and shit like that, so we're gonna be doing a solo show today. But we got some sex noise with your boys, Greed and TYPO. And you already know the name of the game. It's gonna be fucking crazy.
Oye, El Talada, listen up. El Talada.
Reno's history.
Oye. Listen up.
Part of the legend you like to leave out.
Oye.
reversing, shadow in the shade, and I keep on darkening. All these lies you were talking, check. All these lies you were talking, yes. All these lies you were talking, all these lies you were talking, right? Could I see it stop soaking? Propane to the matchstick, keep burning. Talking the truth with the lies you're reversing, shadow in the shade, and I keep on dirking. All these lies you were talking. my enemy. You don't wanna be my enemy. Nobody out here to me. You don't wanna be my enemy. When they hear the rhythm and sound, they get crazy. You don't wanna be my enemy. Nobody out here to me. You don't wanna be my enemy. When they hear the sound right now, I'm feeling crazy. Nobody in the dance. Nobody in the dance. Nobody in the dance. Nobody in the dance. Ain't to me. Nobody in the dance. Nobody in the dance. Nobody in the dance. Nobody in the dance. Ain't to me. Nobody in the dance. Nobody in the dance. Ain't to me. Nobody in the dance. Nobody in the dance. Ain't to me. You better think very carefully. Tell 'em you better think very carefully. You better think very carefully. Crazy. You better think very carefully. You better think very carefully. Tell 'em you better think very carefully. You better think very carefully. Bad man, you don't wanna be my enemy. Nobody out here to me. You don't wanna be my enemy. Go for them and them in a easy. When they hear the rhythm and sound, they get crazy. You don't wanna be my enemy. Nobody out here to me. You don't wanna be my enemy. Nobody out here to me. When they hear the sound right now, I'm feeling crazy. Nobody in the dance. Nobody in the dance. Ain't to me. Nobody in the dance. Nobody in the dance. Ain't to me.
All right, y'all. So we are sitting here with Brady, aka Greed. That mix was fucking insane, dog. And so I just want to go ahead and jump straight into it. So let's tell the audience a little bit behind yourself. Who is Brady? Who is Greed? What's your background story? Where do you hail from? What's going on?
What's up, guys? My name's Brady. I'm from Dallas, Texas. There's really not much to it other than that, man. I make house music, breaks, very inspired by the UK bass vibe. Been vibing to that since like 2013 when I heard the Taiki New Light remix of Breach. The song is called Jack, and I heard that in a Chami mix, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? I gotta get on this right now. So, I don't know, I've been making music for a while, and that vibe just really resonated with me, so I started trying to like put my own little spin on it.
Super sick. So, do you have a musical background of sorts, or did you just listen to that and was like, fuck it, I'm picking up a DAW and I'm gonna start making music like that?
No, my musical background is kind of weird, man. I was in choir when I was a kid, just in my school, and So I was in choir for like a year, and the voice lessons coach also taught guitar lessons, and I had gotten a guitar for Christmas one year, so I started learning how to play the guitar. I was awful at it. I never really practiced, and I kind of hated the thing. But, you know, that sort of stuck with me a little bit, and then just kind of like, as time moved on, my taste in music changed. I went to EDC 2009, I believe, the first time it was ever in Dallas.
Nice.
And I thought it was like the sickest thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. So I went, picked up DJing on like virtual DJ. Then after a while, bought some CDJ 900s and a DJM 800, which I still have. And then started trying to learn how to use like Ableton, then switched over to Logic, and then just all through college kind of just messed around and, you know, started taking it seriously about 2 to 3 years ago, but I'd had years of experience with the programs and everything like leading up to that point. So just kind of a culmination of practice and time more than anything.
Definitely.
And then just all vibing with that style.
So as far as like a music theory side aspect to it, you're kind of more so with audio clips, or how does that go?
So like I've picked up bits of music theory over the years. I understand it like I have a functional knowledge of it. I don't really have like a theoretical understanding of it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm like a really, really, really good chemist who like learned how to do chemistry in his garage with spare parts and like household chemicals. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But like over time, I've refined my knowledge of my craft. So, you know, my stuff sounds kind of raw, and I don't know. It's just kind of I've always been more focused on sound design. So once I figured out how to do sound design and keep sound design like keep my sounds in key that way, it's, you know, then I moved on from like that to like clip warping and like, you know, getting my clips to sound in key. But as far as doing it all by ear, I have like kind of an ear for it, but not as much of one as you think, man. It's a lot of just like trial and error on my part.
Definitely. I totally understand that. And that's a, you know, quote to all you new music producers out there. Just fucking go out there and do it. So your alias, Greed, what's the story behind that? Did you have any previous aliases before that? Any previous musical projects that you were working on? You say you were influenced by the UK bass. Does it have anything to do with that or what?
Yeah, so it's like it's kind of a culmination of like a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like there's like a weird philosophical connection that it has to a lot of different stuff. So like one thing was I had watched The Wolf of Wall Street, and I was like very inspired by like the just like total degenerate fuckboy nature of everybody in that movie.
Nice.
And I was like, oh man, like all these people are so fucking greedy. Like they're all just like the worst people ever because of this like one character flaw that's just absolutely destroying their lives and everything around them. And you know, I also wanted to start. I've also had like a very business-minded sense about like doing music and stuff. Like as far as putting in the time and everything, it's like I clock in and I clock out almost. It's very methodical in that sense. Mm-hmm. So I used to be in a duo called The Corporation, which, you know, still exists, and like we have unreleased stuff that's, you know, still waiting on a release even a year later. But and that was kind of the thought behind The Corporation. Is I was like, yo, we're gonna like incorporate this shit. It's gonna be like a serious thing. And you know, then Z moved on to other stuff. I moved on to other stuff, and I just kept doing music. And so I started a solo project, which is, you know, inspired by like the horrible nature of people totally consumed by like a single-minded ideal like greed, and then also it's like the poking fun part was it's just me, and so you know that's it. It's like my own horrible nature, I guess.
Right. Kind of like a one of the 7 deadly sins almost.
Yeah, almost. And then pretty much, and it's like kind of that was like my frame of mind, which is like sort of stupid and horrible to think about, but then also like it's kind of tongue in cheek, you know?
Yeah, most
So-
definitely. I totally understand that. So you said, you're mostly influenced by UK bass, and we definitely hear that in your mix. What exactly? What was Tyke New Light, that mix he did? What exactly? Where is the passion at in that? Have you spoken to any UK artists before? Have you kind of picked their brains and just decided? Do you feel like you would ever move out of that genre into something else, or what do you think?
Well, it's not really like, so how someone's like, oh, like I like dubstep, or I like whatever, I like this and that.
Yeah.
And they like the so like someone who's into dubstep likes the headbanging nature of it, like and maybe the sound palette, but more so like the vibe that they get from it. I'm like very sound oriented, so I noticed it coming from like Taiki, because he's been innovating since day one. Huge inspiration, amazing producer, and he just dropped an album which everyone should go check out called Murky Manor.
Hey.
Definitely go listen to that album because it's amazing. But every single one of his sounds are like very interesting, and they have like cool movement, and they sound kind of like sad and hollow, but like they paint a picture, and it's kind of that like rainy day vibe, UK garage sound mixed with like hard hitting, like heavier bass. But it kind of like stabs at you. It doesn't like, hit you in the face. And so I like that, I like that controlled blow, like, just sticks in your gut sound that you hear in those artists. And, I've talked to, artists I've talked to, and have like a pretty personal relationship with. So I've obviously I'm good friends with a guy named Arbs, who's the label manager for Punks. And that guy's helped me out a ton. Me and Claire are both pretty tight with the Tengu guys. So Chris and Kenny, if you're listening, y'all rock.
Nice.
And they've got like a very fun, high energy sound that they've kind of made their own. And then, good friends with Left Right, like he's put me on a lot. Now he's not from the UK, but he is part of that whole world, which is super helpful because his network has been instrumental in me being able to like collab with Dread MC and, get my stuff out to the people that would appreciate hearing it. But then also on that note, like people I've talked to but don't have like an ongoing back and forth with would be like Freddie Martin. I've spoken to him briefly. We've had a couple exchanges. Nothing in the works yet, but hopefully soon. He is just like absolutely insane on the sound design front. And then Zero, I've had a brief conversation with him about some stuff before, but also another guy who's innovating super heavy on the sound design side. Doesn't sound like anybody else. Has a totally unique style, totally unique sound. Has an ear for just good rhythms and hard hitting bass. And I don't know. I think that's kind of the thing, that the thread that kind of unites all of us is like we all like good rhythms that sort of sound a little dissonant, but then also have like are tied into hard hitting bass sounds that aren't that like typical like headbanger fuck you sound. You know what I mean? They're more, I don't know. It feels more thought provoking to me. So
For sure. So let's segue into your tracks there. What did you present to us? Are they out on any labels? They were fucking all super awesome. You want to talk about those for a little bit?
Yeah, so a bunch of those are unreleased actually.
Nice.
I opened up with Rock Hoppa, which is a track that I wrote over the summer. That came out on Broken Conspiracy Volume 2. Got a bunch of really dope support on that one. AC Slater actually played it at the Night Bass release party in London.
Sick.
On the live stream, which was super ridiculous to watch. A buddy of mine from the UK actually called me while it was going on and was like, yo, what are you doing right now? Are you watching the live stream? And I was like, nah. And he told me to turn it on and go to the timestamp where they played my track. And I was just like, what? So that was kind of surreal. I think I played everything off of the forthcoming Broken EP, which is coming out in like 2 or 3 weeks. I think it's coming out on the 29th. but it's been bumped back like twice, so I could be wrong about that. But look for that. Definitely be spamming those links when it gets dropped. I played some unreleased collabs with Junk Food, which they were supposed to come out by now, but I think they're going to be on a tons and tons compilation now. There was some reworking with that on the release. And then played the Boss remix that me and my boy Brent did. And then played a new track that I just finished like 2 days ago called Ripped Rhythm, which is super secret and only like 3 people have actually heard it. So
nice. That is awesome.
Yeah, I played the collab that I had with my girlfriend Claire. We got supported by My New Lang on that one, which was super tight. That came out on 440 like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
That's fucking crazy. And like, how does it feel to have a girlfriend that's a producer as well? Because that's some mind blowing shit, and I don't think I've seen a producer couple before. Want to get into that a little bit?
So it's really cool, man. Like, you know, she'll come over and want to like just post up and work on music sometimes, which is great, because that's like what I want to do. But then it's also cool because I think being on the same brainwave is like sort of what is like the thing that connects us, is that like, you know, she'll want to produce and I'll want to produce, or, you know, she'll want to go mix and we'll just fuck around and play back to back for a little bit, and just practice. But I think it's really helped both of us out because, you know, she makes more like UK garage inspired stuff and I make more like UK bass inspired stuff.
Yeah.
But when she wants to get nasty and make bass, like she can throw down. So it's really cool to just be able to like learn from somebody who's also exploring the exact same world that you are, in terms of like, you know, everything from sound design and like, you know, forward thinking music to like actual artist connections and support. You know, whenever we work together, you know, we create some pretty sick stuff, and you know, it's kind of nice. It's fun.
Yeah, dude, that sounds super fucking awesome, honestly. So you were saying previously that you had a little bit of experience. You mess around with Ableton and Logic. So do you have a particular DAW that you love using more out of anything, or do you use one DAW for one thing and one DAW for another? Do you think it matters which DAW it uses, or, you know, people use in order to make music? How do you feel about that?
So I mean, I'm kind of an Ableton Live 10 fanboy. I actually got into the beta by like just total coincidental chance. I totally like fucked around on my application to be on the beta, and they like accepted it, which was weird. Nice. But yeah, like basically I did a collab with TYPO, who actually is in this radio show too. I don't know if he's played already or if he's coming on next, but we did a collab like, I want to say a year and a half or like 2 years ago, and I was like all ready to use Logic and stuff, and I was super stoked because he had been kind of making some super sick bass sounds at the time, and I knew a lot of like the processing and everything that goes along with like the back end, so I was real excited to get to writing with him. And he's like, okay, only condition though, if we're going to collab, we're going to be using Ableton. And I was like, I had Ableton, but I was not a fan of using it at all. And so essentially he forced me to learn Ableton, and I've just never looked back since. And it actually helped my workflow out a lot. I love Ableton now. So total convert over here, but...
Yeah, I'm getting that a lot from everybody I've been interviewing so far. But hey, fuck it, whatever floats anyone's boat. Hell, I'm an Ableton head myself. So do you like use the stock plugins? Any VSTs you would recommend to aspiring producers out there?
Yeah, so like if you're just getting into things, obviously Massive is great. Serum is also great, but with Serum you've got to be like, you've got to know how to make Serum not sound like Serum if you're going to use it, because otherwise you can sound like everybody else, and
yeah,
nobody wants to sound like, you don't want to sound like other people, you know. You want to sound like you're inspired by people, but you don't want to sound like them. So definitely got to do some extra work on getting Serum presets to sound right. But yeah, like Massive, Serum, and then I've actually been getting into FM8 recently. Just for like those weirder UK bass sounds that essentially you can modulate the frequency on different keys and on different notes. So I could have a sound that it's the exact same patch, right? But as I walk up the keys, different parts of the effects chain or different parts of the oscillator will trigger, and it'll make it sound almost like it's out of key or like it's another instrument playing. So it's kind of cool to do that.
That's
but
super
I'm
dope.
still a noob with FM8. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. I never fucked with that synth. So what advice would you give yourself maybe 5 years ago, or to the up and coming producer of any genre? Like, if you could go back and be like, yo, do this one fucking thing, what would you do?
Switch to Ableton and be comfortable using loops and stuff. I don't know. There's a lot of like woulda, coulda, shoulda things, but I mean, just putting it out there. When I started Splice and like Sounds.com and Samplephonics and stuff like that, they were not a thing. So if you going and looking for samples was like a huge pain in the ass. And I was in college and like graduating high school at the time, so I did not have a whole lot of money to go blow on like, $30 here for this sample pack, and it's got like 150 loops, and that was so sick. So me and all my friends used like Pro Audio torrents, but really all you could get off of that was like crappy 2012 dubstep packs and like, banging electro, big room house packs, which were just absolute garbage. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a whole lot of advice I could give myself because, there just weren't the resources when I was coming up.
Right.
But just Ableton probably, I'd say.
So you're definitely, at this point, you're okay. You don't think it's cheating, as per se, to use samples and or loops created by somebody else? Because I know there's a lot of producers that are very particular about creating everything from the kick to the sub bass to the synths, and I'm just like, dude, you just wasted fucking 7 years on a track. But you're obviously
are you trying to write a song, or are you trying to like it kind of comes down to the person, you know what I mean? Like, what are you trying to make? If you want something to sound exactly the way a certain way, then make it, and like trial and error, figure out how to make that sound and then save that sound. But if you're like, I need a kick and a hi-hat loop, and I need it to be like this kind of sound, then, find one-shots, find samples, sure, but like, if you find a loop and the loop does 80% of what you want, just like gate the loop, slice it apart, and, throw it in your track and see how it sounds, and then just tighten it up from there. Like, I don't have a problem doing that at all, and that's actually, it's actually a lot of how I make my hats, is I will go and I'll find like 2 loops by, so recently I've been using the Vellum pack, and if you don't know who Vellum is, look up Vellum. That's Vellum. Super sick bass house producer out of the UK. But
okay.
He just released a sample pack on Splice. And what I've been doing with that pack is I go through, and it's really wonky how he does his hats and his drums, and it doesn't always fit with what I want to do. So I'll just cut out like little sections of it and then make my own hat and like percussive loops in Machine or like in any other sequencer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take my loop and I'll gate his loop. I'll gate like the Vellum pack loops, or like arrange them as like drum samples in like little blocks and stuff. And then I'll have my hi-hat loop like riding underneath it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's lots of creative ways you can do drums, and I feel like a lot of people don't really explore the creative ways you can do drums until they're like way later into the game, which, I don't know, should do that earlier because it's important.
Greed out here giving you motherfuckers secrets. Y'all better be writing this shit down. So,
get a pencil right now.
So you said that you had a couple of upcoming projects. You said one with Junk Food that's in the works. Some unreleased stuff with the corporation that's still looking for releases. What else do you got upcoming?
So like the corporation stuff and the Junk Food collabs, those have been done for almost a year. We've honestly just been waiting for them to come out, and just label stuff like changing distribution or You know, in Stranger's case, love the guy, but he is doing tons and tons all by himself. So it's a lot of work to run a record label. And then when it's just you, like, you know, you're gonna put you'll have like a massive queue of artists that you've queued up, and when they start finishing content, you put together a release schedule, and some artists are gonna get pushed back. And you know, some people get real frustrated about waiting for their tracks to come out, and I just say be patient, man. Like, you know, drop them when the label is ready, and you know, when you're ready to drop it, don't rush it. So
right. And you got any other tracks that you're working on? Anything else that's probably coming out before the year is up, or?
I think I have like 3. I actually can check like right now. Yeah, so I've got one with my buddy Brent, aka BTW.
Okay.
I have one with CLB, which is still kind of in its infancy right now, and then I have one with my buddy Arbs, which is also in its infancy right now. So yeah, like 3 collabs left for 2018, and then, you know, who knows? I might write more, man. I wrote this ripped up rhythm track or whatever in like a month, maybe a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. If I'm vibing on it, I can work real quick. So
fuck yeah. So you excited for the next year or what? I'm sure you got, I don't know, the world is your oyster, you know. What do you think 2019 is going to be looking like?
Oh man, I don't know. I hope so I broke the threshold for like what I wanted to do this year, which was I wanted to make 10 tracks, and I think I'm sitting on like 15 right now.
Sick.
Completed in 2018, which is super awesome. So next year I want to, you know, work on more stuff, finish more tracks, you know, get on bigger labels. So yeah, I just got to keep honing it and keep improving, and then hopefully some of these bigger guys will bite, and I'll, you know, get on some big shows. So
fuck yeah. So if you could recommend a couple of artists to come on Third Coast Base Radio, who would you recommend?
Definitely Nick P. Definitely By the Way. BT Dubs is, I've been working with him super heavily a lot. Guy's amazing talent. Makes everything from chill, lo-fi jazz funk records to like banging bass house and breaks. So, you know, he's got a pretty versatile sound that he sticks with, and you know, I think you guys should definitely host him next if you're taking requests.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we had Nick P on our last show, and he fucking destroyed the shit. Even Saturate noticed, which I was pretty excited about. And BTW, looks like we're coming for you next. So I guess just to wrap it up, so if anybody wanted to find you on social medias, Instagram, MySpace, Vampire Freaks, whatever the hell, where can they find you at?
SoundCloud / Greed Music Official, all one word. Instagram, Greed Beats, Greed _ Beats, and then oh yeah, check out my MySpace page. And I forget what my Twitter is. Hold up. I think it's Greed _ Music. So they're all different. I probably should have tried harder to make them all the same, but
yeah, I fucked up doing that too, man. It's pretty hard. But Third Coast Base Radio, you can find that pretty much anywhere. But with my metaphysics shit, it's all over. I totally understand that.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, man, It was such a pleasure to have you on the show. Your mix was fucking insane. I can't wait for everyone to hear that shit first here. If there's any last thing you want to say to all the listeners out there, now's your time, boss.
Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Thanksgiving if it's not already past that time when this mix drops.
Fuck yeah, we're looking to drop right on Thanksgiving Day, so, you know, people are going to be getting high right after eating all that food and hopefully listening to this shit. Yo, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yo, so that was motherfucking Greed on the beats. Up next, we got your boy TYPO doing some fucking crazy bass things. Check it out.
see ghosts off the road. That is the theme song. Can see ghosts. Off the rope. Off the rope. Rick. Off the rope.
Yo, so that fucking mix was absolutely insane. We got Cameron Stratton here, otherwise known as TYPO, here in the mix. And we're just gonna jump straight into it. So who's TYPO? Who's Cameron? What's your background story? Where do you hail from? Who are you?
Yeah, so I'm from South Carolina originally. I'm from a small island called Hilton Head there. I grew up there. I was actually born in Virginia, but I lived there like pretty much since I was a baby. And then I came out to Dallas after high school to go to school. And then, I just ended up staying out here. There's just tons of opportunity, tons of awesome music. My people are out here, like my friends, life really kind of took off for me once I came here. Just with how much there is to do. I love this city. Everything's super accessible, and that's where I'm from.
Fuck yeah! So South Carolina. I mean, were you there? Did you figure out that you had a passion for music there, or was it when you came to Dallas that you realized that you wanted to do music? I don't know what the hell's out in South Carolina, to be honest, but
Shit, not much, man. I've been in music. I found my love for music very early on. I've been making music probably for like 15 years or so before I found, probably like 13 years before I found actual electronic music production. But I played my first instrument was I wanted to play cello at my school, but they wouldn't let me play cello until I learned violin. So I learned violin, and then I played cello for like 5 or 6 years, like in my school orchestra. Like me and my homie just like love that. It's like I don't even know, the cello was just such an attractive instrument to me. Like it was cool. It like got me out of like some classes and shit. I got to like hang out in the band room, you know. And yeah, that was like really where I got my start. Was just playing that and like screwing around, like making shitty beats on like GarageBand or whatever, and like listening to like hip hop and like and all that. And then I like started playing guitar. I got into some bands, just kind of like with my homies, not like really nothing serious at all. Like we just jam, and like that was always kind of the goal. Like was just like I just was like addicted to like learning how to jam, or like I wanted to like just be able to hang out, like play music. And yeah, that was really like where I got my start. And like I really just got like took guitar really to heart, and just like that was just how I spent my time. Like I'd just come home and just sit up like in my upstairs room, just like fucking trying to make something happen for like hours. And then once I came to college, or like kind of I'm trying to think when it was, probably like junior year into senior year, and then like senior year coming into college, I heard like dubstep for the first time. I just heard like bass music and just, you know, electronic music past, you know, like the big room, like yeah kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that just like flipped everything for me. Like it was just like so new and so different, and like I just didn't know anything about it. And I'm from a small ass town. Like I graduated in a class with like 60 kids.
Shit.
20 of those kids I knew. 20 of those kids, dude, I knew since I was in first grade. So it was like real small, you feel? And yeah, and like so I just wanted to get out of there. I want to like go to the city. I want to like, you know, just kind of go do some different shit. And yeah, man. And then once I got to school, like I met all these kids from like California, and they were like all banging dubstep and like showing me all this crazy shit. And I was just like, I mean, that was it, man. I went to Identity Fest. That was like my first festival. And I remember walking up. I think Datsik was the first set I ever saw.
Nice.
R.I.P.
Yeah, he fucked himself.
Yeah, no comment. Man, I remember walking up on that shit, dude, and it like just it fucking changed my life, dude. Like hearing like the bass and like feeling it, and just like the whole like culture behind it, like everything. It was just like the tightest shit I've ever seen. I saw Rusko that day, saw Pretty Lights, and just like it was fucking everything, you know.
That's fucking sex, man. It's crazy because I came from, you know, a musical background as well, choir, band, all that shit. I was a metalhead, but then as soon as I discovered electronic music, that was fucking it for me, man. So I totally understand those feels. So TYPO, it's on all capital letters, so I'm assuming that's an acronym. What's in an acronym for? What's it stand for? How'd you get your name? You have any aliases before that? What's up with your musical story?
Man, nothing really. I mean, nothing really before TYPO. TYPO is an acronym for Take Your Pants Off, which is just like shit. I don't even know how that came around. I think, you know, when we were like just partying and like just being idiots, like when I started the project like two and a half or whatever years ago, it was like something like we would just say when we were partying, like, "Hey, take your pants off," like, "Hey, go crazy," like some just stupid shit like that. And I think it was my homie Chris actually was like, "Yo, dude, like, take your pants off, TYPO." And then we were just like, "Yo, like, that's kind of dope." And then like TYPO like kind of became, to me, I look at it as like, you know, TYPO is, you know, a mistake that you make unintentionally, and that's something that everybody does. And it's not necessarily like there could be, you know, you can almost still be understood through your typos. And it's like you can be understood through your mistakes, and it just kind of became more and more to me. Like the more I kind of let it fit. But like if I knew like I'd be having this like, you know, more conversations about typo, I probably would have tried to come up with a cooler name or something. But I like it, man. I think people fuck with it. You know, that's kind of my shit. I really like where it is right now.
Sex. So did you have any previous music aliases before that, or is that your first moniker?
That was my first one, man. That was my first one. Like I was never really releasing. I wasn't even really like producing or like making tracks or anything. Like I was like I have a bunch of like original music I play on guitar, but they're more like just like jams, you know, not even like anything I would call like a song. Like, but and like that was all just like under, you know, it was just me. I was never even like trying to do anything with it. It was just sort of fun, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a fucking TYPO acoustic set on our next shit. So you said
want that.
so you said that you know, Datsik and Resco fucking blew your mind. What other artist in the industry was like your major influence? Because I hear your tracks and it's definitely heavy bass related. So who else influenced you to become or to inspire the sound that you create today?
Shit, man, like so many people. I think Euphoria Fest was like where I got like a really good variety of artists that I had never really seen, and I think G Jones was probably like someone that after that I like really had an idea of what I wanted to do. Like that was when I remember watching his show and just thinking, holy shit, like that's what I want to do. Like I want to be that guy, and like I want to like fucking figure out how he makes that shit, and just like the way, the arrangement and the way it sounds and just like the vibe, like everything that I think G Jones does is just like the sickest thing ever. We just saw him in Dallas last week with the Ineffable tour, fucking insane, just fucking so good. Like I love that guy to death, man.
Yeah, that tour is mind blowing for sure.
What's up?
I'll say yeah, no, that tour was just absolutely fucking insane. Best show of 2018, point blank period.
Yeah, like hands down, man. It's like unfuckwithable. It's just so cold, man. I love that dude. But I mean, honestly, my friends right now are like the biggest influences on me, at least currently. Like I just like gotta give a shout out to like fucking all the homies. They're absolutely destroying it right now. I'm like so fucking stoked to be able to spend my time with such talented, cool dudes. Like, and we're just friends, man. And like that's like such like just so beautiful to me, you know, that we get to all come together through music, and that you know, like I feel like almost all the relationships I have now are like the closest ones are through music. And yeah, shit, I kind of got off topic, but yeah, man, like I'm rambling.
Nah, dude, it's all good. That's what we're here for, man. So you say that you were making a bunch of, you know, shitty beats in GarageBand. I think I was doing the same thing on FL, what was known as Fruity Loops back then. But what DAW are you using currently? Would you say that your DAW makes you, or you make the DAW? What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm an Ableton guy for sure. I've screwed around on Fruity Loops back when it was Fruity Loops too. Outside of that, I mean, I have an allegiance to Ableton just because that's what I use, and I guess what my friends use. But that's a good question, man. I think some DAWs have certain characteristics that others don't, and have other, you know, just stock effects and like other kind of workflow things that others don't. And for me, like, I think it was Chris Lund, shout out Left Right, told me that just everything you have everything you need in Ableton to make, you know, to make a professional quality track, and that like really changed a lot of things for me. Like you know, just getting to know all the stock effects is like just like my lifeblood, or like that was like the ultimate. That's what changed a lot of things for me, was like understanding kind of what those things do. And but no, man, I think that a lot of people's styles come through in the DAW. Like, I know some people that use Fruity Loops, like, it's almost like you can kind of tell it was made in Fruity Loops. And, like, Ableton, it's, like, same for each DAW. Like, I feel like Logic has, like, makes the drums sound a certain way. It might all be totally in my head. I might be just, like, completely talking out of my ass. But, you know, like, I think that the producer makes the DAW for sure. I think that, you know, any good producer can pick up relatively any DAW, and within, you know, a couple hours, you figure out the basics. They all do essentially the same thing. They do the same thing. But yeah.
Right. So let's talk about the tracks you just dropped, man. Them shits was flame sauce. Where'd they come from? How did they come out of your soul? Were any of those collaborations? Let's talk about that.
So that first track was my collab with Designer Toys. We work on a lot of shit together. I think probably half of those tracks in there are collabs with me and him. And one actually was an ID from him. I got to give him a shout out for that.
Nice.
For the plug on that one. But yeah, like we me and Designer work super well together. That first track is a Flip of Fourth Dimension by Kid See Ghost, who's Kid Cudi and Kanye West. And I'm a big fan of both of those guys. And that track, like when we heard it and that album came out, we were just like, yo, we gotta do something off this album, because I mean, like, it's just like it's poppy, like in the sense that a lot of people listen to it. And we just wanted to kind of hit it with our own spin. Like, we'd love to play something out that people can recognize and resonate with, and then like, but still, you know, can go hard, you know. And then, most of those tracks, I mean, all those tracks came out this year. That track, Get Back, is one of the my favorite tune I've ever made. You know, that one just came together like super, super quick, and then that one, like, I feel like I really kind of hit my own sound. Like, you know, I felt in control of what I was doing in that one more so than some of my other tracks. And then, but yeah, I left out a few of my other tracks, like tunes. I like making house music and like some groovy shit. But I'll always be like prefer bass over anything. But yeah, man, they're great tracks. That the last one that I closed it with, No Cash, has just gotten hella plays, and that like just blows my mind how much people have fucked with that one. That was actually a remix we did for Toys. He did like a remix kind of competition thing a couple months ago, and we entered it. We didn't even get in it, but like that thing has just like is probably our most successful track for sure.
That's fucking awesome, man. So, what upcoming projects do you have? Are you working on new tunes to close out 2018? What kind of shows are you playing? I heard something on Twitter. Nick P said you guys got some saucy back-to-backs happening. What's going on with that?
Yeah. Man, we got a lot going on. We're fucking busy as hell right now. But like, yeah, me and Nick P we're getting some stuff together. We're gonna be playing at Lights All Night this year. Get your tickets, come through. We play on Friday, and yeah, we have some awesome stuff in the works for that. That's gonna be really special. I'm just excited to really have you know, the what's it called, like just the opportunity to play a proper show and to play out, you know, a more selected set rather than, you know, just DJing somewhere or something. And yeah, man, lots of projects. I got something I'm working on with like Harry Wayne. I got another one with Designer Toys. I got a single myself I'm trying to wrap up here before the end of the year, and then yeah, we got some things that we're cooking on. You know?
We're working on some things. Shit, let me tell you what. No, that's fucking awesome, bro. So, another question. What advice would you give yourself, I guess probably 5-10 years ago, or what advice would you give to the aspiring, up-and-coming 14-year-old music producer that wants to do shit right the first time? What would you tell them?
Well, the advice I give myself would be just to start producing music. I'm always kicking myself in the head for not starting sooner. That's just so important. Like, so much of it is just how much time you put in it. That's almost exact, like all it is. It's just a matter of time. And I mean, obviously some people are going to learn faster than others. But I think my biggest piece of advice is just the faster you can adopt a learning mentality, the better. And to understand, like, the more you understand exactly what you're trying to achieve, like, it's easier to, you know, to get that result versus just trying to, like, make everything a masterpiece or make everything, you know, you'll have, like, this kind of wide idea, like, I want this. And there's so many steps that leads to that it's, like, the better you know, can you know, the more willing you are to learn from, like, the ground up, you know, the better the roadmap is to that result. And then, shit, man, I just don't give up. Do it for the right reasons. You know, love it. Have fun, man. Like, that's the most important thing. Have fun, straight up. You know, don't take it too seriously. You know, take your time. enjoy your friends, enjoy, like, you know, accept feedback, you know, do you, man.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. So, if you could recommend anybody for this show, who would you recommend?
Shoot, I mean, I gotta plug my boy Designer Toys. We work on so much shit together, and that guy's putting in hell of time. Some of the newest shit he's working on is crazy. Obviously Nick P, but he was on here last show, I believe.
Yeah.
Shoot, my boy Toto, dude. Owen, man, he's the boy. Dude, that guy's insane, man. He's probably the most technically skilled of like any of our homies. And he's got a release with 1788L, and that just blows my mind. It's like some of his shit is just so fucking good. Like his kicks, it's like everything's just hella quality, man. His mix sounds, and he knows what he's talking about. Like it's like it's not so much of a conceptualization conversation. Like he actually knows like technically like what the hell is good. And man, he's a beast. I definitely recommend him for this show.
Fuck yeah, we're definitely gonna try and reach out and get them on this show. So I guess I don't want to take up too much of your time, but if anybody wants to find you on social medias, where the hell can they find you? I'm trying to look your MySpace up. What's up?
Hit me up at pretty much everything / feel some type of way. SoundCloud.com/feel some type of way. Just at TYPO. That's me.
That's
Instagram,
Feel Some
Twitter,
TYPO.
What's up?
That's Feel Some TYPO way.
Yes, sir.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Well, guys, y'all heard that shit here first. We got Cameron, aka TYPO, in the mix. Shit was super sex. Super honored to have you on the show, man. Thank you so much for your time, bro.
Dude, respect. Thank you so much, Rashad. I love that y'all are doing this, and I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yo, so there it was, y'all. Third Coast Bass Radio, Season 1, Episode 3. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, MySpace, Vampire Freaks, Zanga, whatever the fuck. Hit us up, Third Coast Bass Radio and everything. Blah!